Hello everyone, this is Mumbo and welcome back to another episode on the Hermitcraft server. It is episode 42 and today we are over here at the new base area once again. So this is the industrial farming zone where we're going to be having all of the industrial farms, and the first thing that we've built isn't actually a farm, funnily enough. We have built a ridiculous super smelter. For those of you who missed the previous episode of Hermitcraft, you missed out on some rather special redstone action that involved, well, this thing. This rather lovely looking machine that smelts 44 items at once simultaneously. It's as fast as we can possibly do in this setup right here, and it is totally ridiculous. It is absolutely bonkers, and it's allowed us to get enough glass within like 10 minutes to actually do all of the glass for all of the outer sections as well. So now all of these outer sections have all of the glass going through the center, but of course, unfortunately, we can't stop there. We have got a lot of jobs to do in today's Hermitcraft episode. A lot of them are kind of going to be all over the place. So we're going to be jumping in elsewhere, doing some things, then jumping elsewhere and doing some bits and pieces. We're basically going to be hot swapping throughout the entire Hermitcraft server, and it's kind of going to be one of those episodes. The first thing that I need to do is I actually need to get myself some sponges, because this needs clearing out, that needs clearing out, that needs clearing out, and the one that you can't even see because my base is so massive needs clearing out as well. Oh man. Come on, we're almost there. Just a few more. Just a few more left to go. We're getting there. Actually, I think I'll leave it there for the time being. Yeah. Oh, I was so close. Oh, I can feel the anger down in the comment section. Now that I've recovered, I've tried to dry out my sponges, and some of them seem to have got stuck in the system with some of the furnaces not turning on, which is not good. I don't know how that's happened, so I'm going to try my best to kind of flick around some levers and see if I can get them out. Having cleared out one half of the diamond in the conventional manner, I thought it would be worth trying out a new technique, so I tried running and placing in the sponges, and I can safely say it catastrophically failed. Don't bother. Don't waste your time. There's pretty much water everywhere, and as soon as you stop running, this happens, which basically means that the sponges are useless. The good news is I don't exactly have to pay for my mistakes very much, because my sponges should be coming through the system at any point in the next few seconds, and there we go. I mean, there's not much of a time delay if I mess up like that. Having said the things that I said about the previous method that I was using, I've kind of just run around and done it again accidentally. I thought I was clearing up my mistakes from last time, but I was actually running through, and my technique was to place two really fast like that, and that stops any water sources being able to form in between them. So you kind of walk along and then go boom boom, and then you walk along and go boom boom, like that, and gradually you kind of knock back the water, and it seems to work in these sorts of zones. So this one is now fully cleared out. We've got absolutely no water on the inside, and if we just pop out here, it looks quite a lot cooler, doesn't it? It's now looking a little bit brighter, a little bit less dingy. That looks really good. Okay, next up we have got, well, we've got another 3 to go. I am sad. I said in the previous episode I really needed to light this place up. Never did. Absolutely never did. And then a creeper comes along and just completely destroys it. I think that proves the point. Right. Well, I'm going to keep sponging. And then I think, yeah, serious lighting operation for a lot of the base is probably in order. This one has now been fully cleared out as well. It is looking really quite good, fully lit up. I love the way that these things look. Once you get all of the water out of them, they kind of go transparent or translucent, I guess, and you can see inside them just about, and it really does make the build. The only thing is that we do have a massive land mass just going straight through the center of it. We're going to have to clear that out at some point later on in the Hermitcraft episode, but for the time being, we do have 2 more of these things left to do. And I just want to get them done as fast as possible. So you know what? I think it's time for a little bit of a time-lapse. So in today's time-lapse chat, I want to talk to you about music. Music and the things that you guys enjoy listening to. Because it suddenly occurred to me the other day that I have no idea what sort of tastes you guys have in things like movies, music, and everything like that. And I thought, you know, we're not going to conquer all of that in one time-lapse chat, so I'm going to try my best to focus on one of them. And I thought the first one that we could focus on is music. I want to start this off by asking you a really quick question, and that is, what are your top 5 favourite bands or musicians? Now, I know that is a really, really difficult question, and I'm going to freely admit that I personally don't have an answer to that question at this point in time. I've been trying to think about it, and I really can't whittle it down too much, because my tastes change depending on the week. One week, I'm really liking one style of music, the next week, I like something totally different, and that's kind of how I go. But I would be interested to hear what your top 5 favourite musicians are. Let me know down in the comment section. I cannot wait to read through all of the responses. For me personally, I think I'll nail it down to certain styles of music. So I personally quite like, I'm a little bit of a strange one. I quite like older music, things like the Rolling Stones. I really like the Rolling Stones. I like the Who. I like people like Leafhound. I don't know how many of you will have heard of Leafhound, but they're like a band that existed back in the 1970s, I do believe, and they made one album and split up before the album released, and it's one of the most expensive vinyls in the world because so few were made because, of course, the band was already split up. But it's a really good album, and recently it's become like super popular once again because they've started reprinting them, and now you can get them in albums and CDs and things, and I really like them. But as far as like newer music is concerned, I quite like psychedelic rock music, like people like the Black Angels, and then you've got people like the Black Keys, who's a little bit more bluesy. Anything by Dan Auerbach, who's the lead singer of the Black Keys. You've got people like the White Stripes, you've got Tame Impala, all sorts, basically. I'm trying to think of all the albums I have in my car. I've got people like Led Zeppelin. Who else have I got? I've got the Beastie Boys, is like a bit of a completely different thing. I've got people like Alt J, if I'm feeling slightly more experimental. I'm trying to think what I actually have in my car, but you can kind of get a rough idea of the sorts of music that I listen to just from that little selection. If you haven't heard of any of those bands, I'd suggest potentially looking them up on YouTube, giving them a listen, seeing if you like what they sound like, and if they don't, that's totally fine, because as the comment section will tell you, people have very, very different tastes. I'm sure there's going to be some people that love K-pop down in the comment section, and some people love Screamo. It's just how it's going to go. That's going to be like the distribution. So let me know. I'm interested to see how this turns out. Let's pop back onto the Hermitcraft server. Now this is going to be a bit of a sad moment, because unfortunately the memorial for Senor Mumbo is going to be removed. I cannot deal with the mobs that he spawns in his hat, and I cannot deal with the noise that is produced by, what was it, his golden heart? Something silly like that. I can't deal with that anymore. It's been driving me crazy. You can hear it from pretty much everywhere in the base because of how far these note block sounds travel. And I'm sorry. It's gonna have to go. We're gonna wipe it out. Oh, it's his happy singer. Every single sign that Iskal has put into this thing, it kind of like tugs on my heartstrings a little bit. I can't believe it. And I almost feel bad. I feel bad for breaking into his hat and taking that out. Oh, well, I suppose we are going to have to remove him. Goodbye, old chum. I do believe this is meant to be my YouTube logo. It was a good attempt. It was a very good attempt. Anyway, this thing is now gone, and I have to say, it does look a little bit strange in the base without a giant cactus in the center now. I never thought I'd be saying those words, but it does feel a little bit strange. However, it did need to happen. That thing was lethal. Anyway, now that that's gone, I'm kind of in a bit of a destroying mood. I want to destroy more stuff, and I think that landmass will be a good one to take out. I think it's just starting to dawn on me that this is actually going to be a massive pain in the backside. I kind of hadn't thought through how frustrating it is taking out large areas of land underwater. Oh, why do I get myself into these situations? I wish I had haste at least. Now that I've found a bit of a rhythm, things are moving along quite nicely, and we're making decent progress on taking out the giant stretch of area. Now I've just got to work on getting myself mended up, because as you can see, it has taken a bit of a toll on my pickaxe, and with so many people online, unfortunately, I don't seem to be able to get the guardians in the chamber, and when I do, I'm just completely destroyed by their thorns because I don't have any armor on. Now I just thought while I clear out these final few blocks, I would mention that I have managed to gain access back into the filming channel, finally, and hopefully hopefully, if everything has gone to plan, there should be a new video that is released earlier today, that you can check out. I'll put a link to it on the screen and also down in the description. But the way that I did it is essentially, it's very sneaky. I've had to be sneaky about this because I had to go into my Google inbox and look for a comment notification for the Mumbo Vlogs channel. I then had to click on the picture of the person that commented in the email, which would then, for some reason, take me through to the Mumbo Vlogs Google Plus page. From there, I can see my page. It lets me know that I'm suspended and I can't do anything, and anything that I do is completely private, but that's not a big deal, because from there, I can go into account management. I can then click on the YouTube icon in account management, and that will take me through to the YouTube channel that is linked to the Google Plus page. And that's how I do it. That's how I have access to the filming channel at this point in time, which is very daft. There's no other way for me to be able to get into it. So, yeah, bit of a strange one. Hopefully, at some point, I'll be able to get in a normal manner, but for the time being, this is totally fine. I don't mind that in the slightest. I'm just happy that I'm back being able to upload. So hopefully there should be a video out by now, and I'll put a link to it on the screen and also down in the description, as I say. But seriously though, how strange is that? I mean, what a strange thing. I mean, really, it's strange. It's so strange.
Like, seriously, really strange.
I don't know if I should be worried that a security system, a system that stops suspended accounts being able to use their Google accounts, is able to get around it like that. I mean, to me, it seems strange. Am I the only one that thinks that's really strange? It's just strange. Like, really, really strange. Oh, by the way, yeah, I've replaced the entire tunnel. We've cleared out the rest of it, and also I've removed all of the water. But just, look, okay, that's like a minor detail. Strange. Really strange. I mean, I don't think of Google as being a strange company, but that is strange. Strangeness aside, it is now time to crack on with the next project on the Hermitcraft server. And this one is, I don't really know how to describe this one. It's a massive project. I feel like it's going to be a very, very big project, and it's something that we're going to take on in like tiny little slices here and there. But I thought I'd start it at the end of today's Hermitcraft episode, just as like a chilled and relaxed ending to the episode, because today's episode's been quite chilled. You know, we've done the odd product here and there, we've just done some bits and pieces throughout, we've been all over the place. It's been quite good fun. It's been a little bit distracted, and occasionally I've gone off on tangents and done some strange things, but it has been a pretty cool one, and I think the perfect end for that would be to start work on the next ambitious thing. What I want to do, as you can probably tell, is kind of fairy-like the ocean. Now, I don't know how well this is going to go. In my head, it looks really good. We probably need to fairy-light this I'm not going in there. I'm just not. But we probably need to fairy-light in there at some point. But what I want to do is kind of just dot sea lanterns around underneath the sea. I think I should go in there at the end of the episode. I think I should try and conquer the mobs and actually put some lights in there. But yeah, I mean, in my head, this is going to look really good. In my head, this is going to look absolutely fantastic. Already, I don't know if I like it that much with the... Oh no, that does look really quite cool. I mean, can you imagine how crazy that would look? Over massive distances, like all the way off into the distance. When I say this is a big project, it's a huge project. Massive, massive, massive. One that we'll kind of dip into every now and again. But that does look good, though. That does look really cool. There's no denying it. Let's take a look at it from over here. I know I'm kind of rambling on in this one. Generally, my videos are quite fast-paced. Oh, my word, can you imagine if the whole floor looked like that? Oh, my word, that would be the best thing in the world. I've been playing a lot of Minecraft today, as you can probably tell. Yeah, I've got to do it. I've got to do that. I'm going to clear out my inventory, and I'm going to take with me one full inventory of sea lanterns, and I'm just going to run around placing them. In theory, that shouldn't take too long, and we'll just see how much space we can cover in the process of doing that. How does that sound for an idea? I can already feel how cool this is going to look. I can feel it. I can feel it. Now, there must be some sea lanterns around here somewhere that I can fill that last stop with, because I've committed to putting them all in my inventory now. Now, if you're wondering why I've got the slime blocks and the torches, it's because hopefully... Oh, yes! Who needs a water breathing potion when you have got the smarts? I've got the smarts. I'm the smarts. This is going well, by the way. It's quite difficult to know kind of where you've placed in the blocks. It's quite difficult to know if you're creating any form of order. I don't want any order, that's kind of the issue. So I've done a few laps of the system now, and I would say I've got myself a pretty good technique. What I do is I look for spots that are kind of on the fringe of being dark, and then I'll place in a sea lantern there. So there was like a little light spot there. That one's really, really dark, so we'll place one in there. And what I'm looking for is this sort of effect, where you get really bright, and then you get a little bit of dark, and then the light. And you can see it kind of looks mystical as we go round. And I imagine that will look really, really good once we start going further out. Now, I will admit, I think the early ones that I placed in were a tiny bit too close together, but I think I get away with it because they're so close to the actual build. So it's almost as if they're kind of spreading out from that. So that's okay. But now we're going to go for this sort of design right here, which leaves nice dark spots and nice dark bands going around the outside. Alright, I've been doing this for about an hour now, just kind of chilling out, placing in blocks here, there, and everywhere. And we've covered a lot. I was not expecting to have covered that much in that amount of... Oh my word. Is it just me, or does that look amazing? There is a chance that it's just me. I do tend to have slightly odd tastes when it comes to this sort of thing. No, that looks magical. I'm gonna get some paper. I'm gonna get some paper from sugarcane. We're gonna have to go back to the main area for it. And then we've got a bunch of gunpowder. I need some rockets so that I can see this thing from above. Dude, this thing's ridiculous. Oh, it looks amazing. So here goes. We are up in the sky. For the first time in ages, I've actually got myself some fireworks, and I've managed to get off the ground, despite the fact that I am, in fact, uploading a video. But... it looks... It does look a tiny bit busy. Oh, but it does look very cool. Imagine if we managed to do the entire ocean area. Now, obviously, we will have to discuss things with Joe Hills, who is building a rather crazy-looking structure over here, because he might not want his oceans to be all pretty and twinkly. But, oh, it looks so good! I'm happy. Okay, right, well, we still have a bunch of sea lanterns left to place. I barely even made a dent in that 1 hour, so I guess I should continue. I should continue placing in them, and then it will look even cooler, and it will spread out even further. Now, I must admit, it does feel like I'm starting to go a little bit insane from doing this. I don't know how long I've been doing it for. Probably about 2.5, maybe, I'd say about 2.5 hours. I wouldn't say that we're quite pushing 3 just yet. But it is looking good. The only issue with projects like this is that obviously when you first start, the percentage increase in size is massive. So you can spend an hour on it, like an extra hour will like double the size of it. But once you start spending more and more time on it, obviously the amount of time, the percentage added to it, doesn't really make too much difference. If you spent 10 hours on something, if you do another hour, it's only going to add 10% in size. Whereas if you spend an hour on something, you do another hour, it's going to add 50% in size, if that makes any sense. Which means that I imagine this is going to be one of those like diminishing returns type things. In the future, in future episodes, when we're doing like the edges that are all the way off in the render distance, we'll spend like 5 hours doing one ring all the way around the outside, and you'll barely even notice it's there. But that's fine by me, because oh my word, we've still got a few left to go. But holy moly. It's like something out of Avatar. It's like the tree of life, the tree of knowledge, whatever that tree was. It's like one of them. I won't spend too long looking at it because we still have some work to do. But I am a fan. A big old fan. Only 10 left to go now. This is it. We are rounding up, coming to the end. Let's see if we can just quickly go around on this side of the hill. Okay, I'd say we need one there. Probably there, there, and a couple down here as well. Could have done with one there. Whoa. Now that is serious business. I mean, we are nearing view limit territory there. I actually don't think... I'm going to say something very brave here. I don't think this is going to be such a massive project. I was expecting kind of like 40 hours invested in covering the entire visible ocean. I think maybe it's more like 20. I think maybe it's a tiny bit less than I first expected. Still a mammoth project, don't get me wrong. But not completely insane. Let's just try and take off here and see what it looks like from the skies. Now, I know we just recently did this, but... wow. Jeez Louise. I feel like now we actually have to cover all of the visible ocean because it looks a little bit odd at its current size. It's like, oh, we've kind of gone halfway. Why have you not covered the whole thing? That does still look pretty ridiculous, though. I'm almost tempted to just kind of drag it out just the edge of the diamond. I've pretty much already done that here. That almost follows a perfect line. Needless to say, I'm very, very happy and very impressed with how much we've managed to get done in today's Hermitcraft episode. I hope that you have enjoyed it. If you have, please be sure to hit that like button. And if you really loved it, then make sure to subscribe. But thanks for watching, guys. This has been Mumbo, and I'm out. I'll see you later. Oh, and of course, now that I've got access to the filming channel back, this little post-outro talk has come back in. Check out the latest film on the filming channel. I think it's pretty good.